Strap in and fire it up. It's time to light the fuse.
It's time to light a fuse. Really want it like fire. Yeah. Right, rearranging, we're bringing the heat. Burning rubber and mics, got you up out your seat. Like live on the track or the digital stream. We don't chase views, we chase dreams. From the dirt to the asphalt, throttle stays wide. Every lap we broadcast, it's a hell of a ride. Yeah, Facebook Live and that YouTube screen. Tune in now, it's a high octane scene. Tires spinning, fans grinning. Right rear's live, and we ain't quitting. Right rear racing, we ain't playing. Start your engines, we ain't showtime. Right rear racing, we ain't playing. Start your engines, it's showtime.
Strap in and fire it up. It's time to light the fuse.
It's time to light a fuse. Really want it like fire. Yeah. Right, rearranging, we're bringing the heat. Burning rubber and mics, got you up out your seat. Like live on the track or the digital stream. We don't chase views, we chase dreams. From the dirt to the asphalt, throttle stays wide. Every lap we broadcast, it's a hell of a ride. Yeah, Facebook Live and that YouTube screen. Tune in now, it's a high octane scene. Tires spinning, fans grinning. Right rear's live, and we ain't quitting. Right rear racing, we ain't playing. Start your engines, we ain't showtime. Right rear racing, we ain't playing. Start your engines, it's showtime.
Strap in and fire it up. It's time to light the fuse.
It's time to light a fuse. Really want it like fire. Yeah. Right, rearranging, we're bringing the heat. Burning rubber and mics, got you up out your seat. Like live on the track or the digital stream. We don't chase views, we chase dreams. From the dirt to the asphalt, throttle stays wide. Every lap we broadcast, it's a hell of a ride. Yeah, Facebook Live and that YouTube screen. Tune in now, it's a high octane scene. Tires spinning, fans grinning. Right rear's live, and we ain't quitting. Right rear racing, we ain't playing. Start your engines, we ain't showtime. Right rear racing, we ain't playing. Start your engines, it's showtime.
And welcome back to Right Rear Racing, as tonight we bring you week number 3 of the Sport Compact Series here at Bristol. We took the week off last week and coming back here for week number 3 here. It looks like we're going to have 10 cars that have signed up for tonight's race and racing in the action here tonight. Make that at 11 now. Someone else joined in as well. And to go over your top 5 in points coming into tonight's race, you have Brayton sitting in the lead with 79 points. We have Sebastian Rios Davis in second with 73. We have a tie for third between Trevor Williams and James Burke. They're both sitting in third with 71. And then we have Mitch in fifth, sitting there with 68 points. And we have Joshua Stewart in sixth with 67. Jordan Navarro in seventh with 63. James Williams with 62 points in eighth. And then we have Brandon in ninth with his 57 points. And Stephen Fish rounds out your top 10 with 56. And just do a quick recap of what happened last, 2 weeks ago now, since we did take the week off. 2 weeks ago we had Brighton taking the win by over 1.5 seconds over Mitch, and we had Rios Davis finish out the top 3 there. And we have roughly about 2.5, or can't count tonight, about 3.5 minutes left of practice here tonight. Then we're going to go into our random heat races, followed by a 35 lap main event. You see that 28K car there on during this warm-up. He is currently your fastest car out here for the practice session, as he's hit a 18:14 for his quickest time so far. And take a quick look of what is left on the schedule. We have Bristol here tonight. We're going to go to Nashville next week on the 5th, followed by Bristol Dirt 2 weeks from now. South Boston on the 19th. On December 26th, we're going to go to Five Flags, followed by a Southern National, and we're going to close out the series there at USA on the dirt side.
Cherry Cinematography, specializing in iRacing photography, has deals to suit all your needs. With deals like 5 for 10, 10 for 20, 15 for 30, and 20 for 60, you cannot go wrong. You can reach out to Carson Cherry 226 on Discord. That's CARSON Cherry 226.
Again, thanks for all the sponsors here with Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions. If you're interested in running in any of their events, go reach out to them on their website. It's TFGRacing.com. Again, they're going to have a Micro Madness race as well on Sunday If you still have time to register for that, just go to the website and register. And then all the car with no number on it right there, that's going to be James Burke. I'm waiting for that checker flag to wave for the close of their practice session here. And thank you for liking the stream. And that's going to do it all for the practice. We're going to line up now, and your starting lineup for heat race number 1 is going to see the 28 of Brayton on the pole with Joshua Stewart on his outside in the 52. Row number 2 has Sebastian Rios Davis in the 20 machine on the inside with Carson Cherry on the outside in the 226. Row number 3 has Andrew Regal in the 8 car on the inside with Holden Anderson on his outside in the 13. Thanks for the follow and thanks for liking. How are you doing tonight, Susie? As the field comes off turn 4 down the front straightaway, they're getting the rolled up green flag. As we're going to go underway next time around, the field is going to be led by the 28 of Brayton with the 52 of Joshua Stewart on his outside. And it is an 8-lap heat race. Thank you, Abigail, for liking the stream here. As they go into turn number 3, stacked up, ready to go. The pace truck's going to dive in on the off 4 there. And the green flag's waved. We're underway here for week number 3 in the heat race. The 28 and the 20 got tangled up there on that start. The 52 of Joshua Stewart's going to take off with the early lead going into turn number 1. The 226 of Carson Cherry's going to look on the inside as they come off turn 2 down the back straightaway. As they go into turn number 3, the 226 is going to be working on that inside with the 52 on the outside. Battle for the lead. At the line, give it to Carson Cherry for lead in lap number 1. The 52 is trying to get that high side working still. And in third, we have the 28K of Brayton. He's trying to hold off the number 13 of Holden Anderson. As we still follow along with your leaders here, the 226 of Carson Cherry is your current leader with Joshua Stewart right there in that 52. So work their way off turn 4. Carson's going to scrape the wall just a little bit. And down the back straightaway, the 28K Brayton's going to hit the outside wall just and come down in front of Holden. That's going to allow Holden Anderson to move up into third as they cross the line. They're getting the cross flags as we're halfway through with heat race number 1. Now Holden Anderson is going to try reel in Josh Stewart and Carson Cherry. As everyone's kind of single file throughout the field here. Again, it's going to be Carson Cherry in that 226 leading the field. He's moved up 3 spots. Joshua Stewart in the 52 is going to be sitting in second. The 13 of Holden Anderson is going to be in third. And fourth is going to be Brayton in the 28 machine. Andrew Regal in the 8 machine is going to be sitting fifth. And rounding out the field is going to be the 20 of Sebastian Rios Davis. And we're going to go back and check that out as I was running down through the field, as we go along with the 52 of Joshua Stewart. Going into the turn here. And it looked like Holden just went in just a little bit hard. The 28 had nowhere to go, and the 8. And that's going to bring out your first caution of the night. So that's going to change up your field a lot here with the closing laps. Should be a green-white, good green-white checker. And for the green-white checker finish here, it should be Carson Cherry in that 226 still leading the field. Andrew Regal, he's going to be capitalizing off of that one. He's moved up into your second position. Sebastian Rios Davis is going to be in third in that 20 machine. The 28 of Brayton is still going to be in fourth. Joshua Stewart in the 52 has fallen back all the way to fifth. And Holden Anderson is still in the pits getting repairs done. Should be a single file restart here. And this time around at the line, they received the rolled up green flag. We should go back underway next time around. Again, it's going to be a green-white checkered finish here, with Carson Cherry in that 226 trying to hold off Andrew Regal, Sebastian Brayton, and Joshua. So they work their way down the back straightaway into turn number 3. The pace truck dives in, and Carson's going to hit that live pedal and get us back underway for heat race number 1 action here as he goes down into turn number 1, getting a gap between him and Regal. Here comes the 28 of Brayton trying to work the outside line, try to pass Sebastian. They're going to be side by side coming down the back straightaway, going into turn number 3. And Brayton's going to move up into the 3rd position. Andrew Regal's trying to hold off both these guys here for second as they come off turn 4, getting the white flag. Andrew's is still Carson Cherry in the lead. Andrew Regal in second. The 28 of Brayton's trying to get the outside working in 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway for the last time for heat race number 1. Sebastian's going to move up to the side of Brayton there in 3 and 4. And coming off 4, it's going to be Carson Cherry taking the win, followed by Andrew Regal. Sebastian Rios Davis got 3rd, and Brayton in the 28 machine will finish in 4th. And the rest of your results, we'll see Joshua Stewart in that 52 machine finishing in 5th, and Holden Anderson rounds out the field for heat race number 1. And starting on the pole tonight for heat race number 2, it's going to be Jordan Navarro in that number 96, followed by the 34 of James Williams on his outside. Inside row number 2 has James Burke Jr. in that 7 machine, followed by with the 23 of Brandon on his outside. And rounding out the field for heat race number 2 is going to have the 67 of Ty Dixon on the back row there. As they come off turn 4, they're going to get the rolled up green flag, and we're going to go underway next time around. As they work their way off turn 2 down the back straightaway, getting ready to go underway here in heat race number 2 action. The field is going to be led by the number 96 of Jordan Navarro with the 34 of James Williams on his outside. The pace truck's going to dive in, and wait, we're underway here for heat race number 2 as Jordan Navarro and that number 96 is going to get a good jump. The 67 of Ty Dixon, he's moved up to the 4th position, already in 3rd here in the 1 and 2. James Burke is looking on the inside of Jordan as they go down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Thank you, Holden, for liking the stream. We're going to be side by side for the lead as they come off turn number 4. Give the first lap to Jordan as they're still side by side. Jordan's going to be on the outside, James on the bottom in 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, the 96 of Jordan Navarro is going to get a little bit of breathing room for just a little bit as they come off turn number 4. The James Burke is trying to get that bottom side, get a good run, give it to Jordan Navarro and that number 96 for lap number 2. And we got Ty Dixon battling out there with in 3rd. He's looking on the inside as they go into the turn. He's going to try to pass it James Burke for 2nd as they come off turn 4. Still side by side. It's going to be James Burke at the line, still holding on to his 2nd position, but here comes the 67 still right there on the bottom side. As they come off turn 2, Ty Dixon's moved up into the 2nd position. Going into turn number 3, still getting that bottom side going, try to get a good run. The 96 is still going to be leading the field, followed by Ty Dixon and James Burke for your top 3, as we are halfway through with heat race number 2. And Ty and James have been running side by side for, I believe, the last 3 laps here. And Jordan's still out there in the lead. James Williams, he's right there as well in 4th, trying to get a good run and get into that 3rd position. And here comes James Burke looking on the inside as they go in turn number 1. 67 is going to be right there. Looks like pushed him off just a little bit. Or I'm sorry, that's turn 3. I got my turns all backwards there. As it's still going to be Jordan Navarro in the lead in that number 96 machine, as we have 2 laps remaining here in heat race number 2. Ty Dixon in that 67 machine is going to look on the inside of Jordan in 3 and 4. As they come off 4, they're getting the white flag as we have 1 lap remaining here tonight for heat race number 2. Here comes James Burke looking on the inside, going into 1, trying to make a pass on Ty. As they come off turn 2, down the back straightaway, it's still Jordan Navarro in the lead, followed by Ty Dixon and the 7 of James Burke. We have a battle for your 4th position in 3 and 4. Coming off 4, give the win to Jordan Navarro in that number 96 machine, followed by Ty Dixon in 2nd, and James Burke rounds out your top 3. And 4th is going to be Brandon, and 5th is James Williams in the 34 machine. And we're going to do a quick warm-up session before we do our 35 laps here tonight. And give a shout out to one of the sponsors here for the series.
Cherry Cinematography, specializing in iRacing photography, has deals to suit all your needs. With deals like 5 for 10, 10 for 20, 15 for 30, and 20 for 60, you cannot go wrong. You can reach out to Carson Cherry 226 on Discord. That's CARSON Cherry 226.
And again, wouldn't be able to do these series broadcasting or anything without the sponsors, without the viewers. So thank you to all the sponsors and the viewers. And hopefully everyone had a good Thanksgiving. I forgot to mention that on my opener tonight. And again, for the upcoming series, or upcoming races for the series, next week we do go to Nashville, followed by Bristol Dirt in 2 weeks. So we're going to be right back here with the Dirt configuration, followed by South Boston, Five Flags, Southern National, and we close out the series with USA on Dirt on January the 9th. Again, if you're interested in running the Micro Madness race that's going to be happening on Sunday with the Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions, go to tfgracing.com and sign up today. And thanks for the follow there, Abigail. As we have about 10 seconds left of the warm-up session, we are going to go right into your 35-lap main event here tonight. And for your starting lineup here tonight, we have Carson Cherry in that 226. He's going to be starting on the pole. On his outside is going to be Jordan Navarro in the number 96. Row number 2 has Andrew Regal in the 8 machine on the inside with Ty Dickinson on his outside in the 67. Row number 3 has Sebastian Rios Davis in that 20 machine on the inside with James Burke on his outside in the 7 machine. Row number 4 has Brayton in the 28 machine on the inside with Brandon on the outside in the 23. Row number 5 has Joshua Stewart in the 52 machine with James Williams in the 34 on his outside. And rounding out the field for tonight's main event is going to be Holden Anderson in the 13. As the field comes off turn 4, they're going to be receiving the rolled up green flag as we're going to get underway next time around. And again, the field is going to be led by Carson Cherry in that 226 and the 96 of Jordan Navarro as they go into turn number 3. Pace truck's going to dive in. And we're underway here for week number 3 of your Sport Compact Series as Carson Cherry in that 226 leads the field in turn number 1. Jordan Navarro is going to be sitting in second with his 96 machine. Andrew Regal and Ty Dixon, they're running side by side. That's for position number 3 on your screen now. It might help if I give you the tower there on your right-hand side or left-hand side of your screen. As Andrew Regal's holding on to that third position, Ty's going to be on the outside, try to get a good run as they work their way down the back straightaway into turn number 3. They're still going to be side by side. 67 of Ty's going to try to get past Andrew here on the off of 4, and at the line, give it to Ty in that 67 machine. And Jordan is right there on the bumper of Carson Cherry as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3. We still have your battle here for third. Or make that fourth now as Andrew Regal's trying to hold off James Burke in that 7 machine. Your top 4 drivers are running almost identical lines here early in the race. Sebastian looks like the one that's running a different line here as he's sitting in 6th, trying to pass for 5th as they work their way down the front straightaway. Andrew Regal's going to look on the inside of Ty. Ty's looking on the inside of Jordan. They're going to make a little bit of contact coming off turn 2 as they work their way down the back straightaway. They're going to be side by side. The 67 Ty Dixon, he's going to look on the inside. A little bit of contact. They're coming off turn 4 as they're rubbing. And still going to be Jordan Navarro at the line in that number 96 as they come off turn number 2. Ty's going to have a slight advantage working his way down the back straightaway. Going in turn number 3, Ty's slowly just in front of him just a little bit, and at the line it's going to be Ty Dixon in the 67 running second. Everyone's trying to catch up to the 226 of Carson Cherry. And here comes the 96 looking on the inside as they go into turn number 3. James Burke is making a pass on Andrew Regal back there for 4th. But Andrew's going to not give it up easy. He's going to be running the outside line here, try to get 4th back from James Burke as they run side by side in 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. They're still side by side going in turn number 3. The 8 machine's going to be on the outside, try to get a good run here, give it to James Burke for the 4th position. We're going to go back up to the front here momentarily. The 226 of Carson Cherry is still leading the race. Ty Dixon in the 67 is going to be in 2nd. Jordan Navarro in the 96 will be sitting 3rd. Excuse me there. Andrew Regal has gained the 4th position back as we come up here back to the front. I've seen the 67 looking on the inside. We're going to be side by side as they come off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. This is battle for your lead between Carson and Ty's going into turn number 3 side by side, or slightly in front of them. And thank you for liking the stream. And Andrew Regal's getting that outside lane going. He's trying to reel in Jordan Navarro and get in that top 3 as he's coming down low, entering turn 3. A little bit of contact was made there. Jordan's going to get a little upset and get the car back under control. He's moved back to the 7th position. As we go back up to your leaders, Ty Dixon in that 67 machine is trying to throw everything but the kitchen sink at Carson to make the pass as they work their way through 3 and 4. And it's still going to be Carson at the line, running still side-by-side battle here for your lead as they work their way through 1 and 2, going down the back straightaway. Made a little bit of contact off the exit of 2, but everything's good here. We're going to maintain green and straight here. And we're going to go back to your 3rd place, 3rd, 4th, and 5th as Andrew Regal is sitting in 3rd in his 8 machine. The 23 of Brandon and the 7 of James Burke. They're running side by side. That's going to be a battle for 4th between those 2 drivers. We're going to, every time I go away from the front, Ty closes the door just a little bit. And sitting in 6th is going to be Sebastian Rios Davis in that 20 machine with the 96 of Jordan Navarro, sitting right there in 7th after the slight contact that was made earlier, has regained it up to 7th. Brayton in the 28 machine is going to be sitting 8th. Joshua Stewart in the 52s in 9th. James Williams in the 34s rounds out your top 10. And Holden Anderson rounds out the field. Go back up to the front of the field here as Carson Cherry still leads the field. As we're just a little bit over half, or just at the halfway mark here, it's still going to be Carson Cherry leading the field. He's led it since the drop of the green. Ty Dixon in second, right there on his bumper, as they work their way through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Andrew Regal is going to be sitting in third, trying to hold off the 23 of Brandon and the 7 of James Burke. And Ty's going to look on the outside as they work their way down the back straightaway into 3. Ty's coming back down, looking to make a pass here on the front straightaway as he's working the bottom side down the front straightaway, getting that bottom groove in 1 and 2. And Ty gets up to his rear quarter panels there, and Carson kind of walks away with it. That's what's been happening every time that Ty tries to make a pass. Carson's trying to hold off Ty there in that 67 machine as they work their way down the back straightaway once again. And we have Andrew and Brandon and James all coming up closer to these two drivers. A little bit of contact there between Ty and Carson as they work their way through 1 and 2, going down the back straightaway now into turn number 3. The 226 is still holding on to the lead here as we come into your closing laps of this race. Ty's looking down low in the front straightaway into turn number 1. See if you can get it stick here. Coming off turn 2 down the back straightaway, it's still going to be Carson leading the field, followed by Ty right there hard on his heels, trying to make that pass on Carson. And once again, Ty is going to try to go down a little bit of contact as they came off turn number 2. Andrew Regal and Brandon are both right there in the picture now. And everything's been getting exciting here on your last 10 laps, which we do have 11 laps remaining. And Jordan has moved up into your 5th spot as he's running side by side with James Burke in that 7 machine as they come off turn 2 or 4 down the front straightaway. And we have 10 laps remaining here tonight, and Ty is still running in second with Carson Cherry still in the lead. Ty is looking down low in that 67 machine. He's moved up to right side by side with him as they come off turn 4 down the front straightaway. It's going to still be Carson Cherry leading the field, and there's 226. Ty is working that bottom side as they work through 1 and 2. And Cherry had a slight advantage going into turn number 3 there. Came down, just running his line there. Again, we will hear from your top 3 finishers here tonight. And the quickest lap so far tonight was set by Andrew Regal, sitting in 3rd. He's ran a 18:24 for his quickest lap. Ty's looking down low as they go into the turn there, in turn 3. As they come off turn 4, it's still going to be Carson Cherry leading the field. And these two drivers are trying to give each other room, slight contact as they come off turn 2. Going into turn number 3, it's still going to be Carson Cherry, as we have 5 laps remaining in your event here tonight. Now Regal's going to look on the bottom as they go through 1 and 2 to make a pass on, to try to make a pass on Ty for second. And Jordan has moved up into the 4th position as he's running side by side against the 23. That's going to be your battle for 4th on your screen between the 96 and the 23. Hearing your closing laps here tonight. And now Ty's still looking on the inside here as they come off turn 2 down the back straightaway. Can Ty get a good run here going in turn number 3? as they're going to be side by side working their way through 3 and 4. As they come off turn 4, it's going to be too close to call, but the tower is saying that it's going to go to Carson Cherry as we have 2 laps remaining here tonight. They're side by side working their way off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Carson Cherry still leading the field just by a nose as they go through 3 and 4 here, coming off turn number 4, getting the white flag. It's going to go to Carson Cherry, still leading the field by 0.03 seconds as they come off turn 2 down the back straightaway. It's going to go to tie just for a little bit, going to turn number 3. We have a battle here coming off turn number 4 for your win here tonight at Bristol for week number 3. Give it to Ty Dickinson in the 67 machine, followed by the 226 of Carson Cherry and the 8 of Andrew Regal for your top 3. We're going to hear from your top 3 finishers here momentarily. And for the rest of your field, it's going to be Jordan Navarro. He came back up there and finished in 4th in his number 96 machine, followed by James Burke in the 7, rounds out your top 5. Brandon in the 23 finishes 6th. Sebastian in his 20 machine finishes 8th. James Williams in the 34 machines 8th. I'm sorry, Sebastian was in 7th, and 8th was James Williams in the 34 machine. Joshua Stewart in the 52 finishes 9th. Rounding out your top 10 is going to be Holden Anderson in the 13 machine, and Brayton rounds out the field in his 28 machine. Again, we're going to hear from your top 3 drivers here momentarily. We're going to hear from Carson first, as I don't know where Andrew is. Carson, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, that was a hell of a race that you and Ty put on there, running side by side and running clean. Sucks that you came up short there, leading 34 laps, but again, y'all put on a show. What were you doing trying to keep him behind you so that way y'all can, or you can come home with a win here tonight?
I knew that if he was going to pass me, it was going to be momentum based because I saw where he started and I saw how quickly he got up to me, and I knew he was going to try and set me up. So anytime that he'd get down there, I'd move just half a lane up. I'd leave him the lane, so if he wanted it, he could have it. But I would just build up a little bit of momentum, and then off the corner, if I could, I'd move back down in front of him, and I love Ty. Ty's a brother to me, and I wasn't gonna wreck him. I was just gonna race him hard, and that's what we did for I don't know how many laps straight, and that was just a blast. I think that's the most fun I've had.
And y'all did put on a show. I'm sitting here trying to call it. Y'all were just running side by side. I think it felt like the whole race that y'all were running side by side. But again, congratulations on your second place finish. Do you have any friends, family, or sponsors you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah. First of all, I want to thank Mitch. He's out and he's doing stuff tonight. So he can't be here sadly. I want to thank Brayton. Brayton's in the other car right now, and anytime that I race with him, he always races me clean. I want to thank Ty because usually Fridays are off limits for him, but he made an exception tonight, and I'm glad he did because if he wouldn't have, then we wouldn't have had that race. Even though I lost, I'm glad he got it. And Ty's a really good guy. Love him to pieces. I want to thank my mom and dad because obviously without them, I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be interested in this crazy thing. I want to thank another person, Abby. Uh, you know, she's kind of helped me the last few days, and I'm glad that she's hanging around.
Yes, sir. We couldn't do it without the family, friends, or sponsors, like I've mentioned earlier on the broadcast. And again, congratulations on your second place finish. If I'm not mistaken, what my score and tower is saying is a .02 second gap between you and Ty there at the line.
Yeah, I believe it's about a 0.023. I mean, I gave it everything I had, but he just had a little bit more to give.
Again, it was a good race to watch. It was a good one to call. Hopefully next week we hear from you again on the podium. And I can't remember where we go next week off the top of my head without pulling it up on my screen. But congratulations, man. We'll hear from you next week, hopefully.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep, thanks, sir. And there you have it, your second place finisher of Carson Cherry. And now we're going to hear from Ty. Ty, do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, that was a hell of a race that you and Carson put on there. You ended up coming off turn 4 to check the checker flag and ended up winning by .02 seconds.
Yeah. Don't ask me how. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. He was pulling me every time along that top side. Every time I tried to get below him, I'd get maybe to his quarter panel, and he'd get me on the, with the middle side momentum. So I didn't think I was ever going to get him. And then I started to get nervous, and I saw Andrew and the other guys catching us, and I was like, if this Carson doesn't move out of the damn way, I am screwed, my guy. But, we still finished top 2, the both of us, so holy shit, Donnie.
Man, it was a blast, man.
It was. I know you kind of wanted to race along with us, but man, I'm glad you broadcasted that, because I can't wait to watch it back.
And I will say that you already hit it on the dot there, where you would always go up to his quarter panel, and it seemed like he'd just pull away from you. And then you did that.
Yeah.
It seemed like you did that a few times, and then were you trying to set him up for I guess like a slide job line on the dirt side, because I seen you go to his outside, try to work the outside coming off turn 2, then next time around you'd work the bottom side. Were you trying to set him up there to figure out different ways to make a pass?
Yeah, and I was noticing, and he kind of told me when we were talking in the waiting room that he kind of used up his tires too quick. So I knew, like the lap or 2 before we started running side by side, I was running high along with him, right, just following him, and I started inching down to see if he followed me down, and he followed me down one lap, but I could tell he couldn't keep it on the bottom very well. So I knew if I kept running up high behind him, and if he kind of shot down low, he was just going to keep scrubbing up and scrub the speed. So I kind of toyed with him for a bit, and then when I finally shot low below him, I didn't feel like he could keep me pinched like he could the laps before, so I could kind of scrub up a little bit and not hit him. I know I hit him a few times, but it was so hard to keep the car down, but I knew I was able to have a little bit more room to play with to keep the momentum. So I make it sound like I know what I'm talking about, Donnie, for the interview, but I have no idea.
Yeah, you're good. You're good on that one, man. Do you have any friends, family, or sponsors you'd like to give a shout out to?
Dude, for sure. We gotta thank Horizon Sim Sports, my dirt team. They helped me a lot with the sprint car game. I gotta thank Carson and Mitch, the 2 fat guys, for putting this on. Sucks that Mitch couldn't be here, but not everyone can make Friday nights work. I gotta thank you for broadcasting this. I always appreciate and love the work that you do. Gotta thank my beautiful and amazing girlfriend, Brianne, for letting me do this shit, because without her, I would have given up a long time ago. Even though it's just a simulator, it's not real life. Gotta thank my cousin, Justin. He's always in the comments, cheering me on. My mom, Mama Bear. She's a huge fan of yours as well. I have so much stuff I want to say, but I don't want to take up the entire time.
You're good, man.
UTech Integrative Health. They jumped on board my real life car, so I gotta appreciate them. My dad, the rest of my family, and my dog Belle. She's deaf, so she can't hear me anyways. Yeah, that's about it. I think we don't get to talk very often.
No, we don't. It's good to see you here on Victory Lane, especially knowing that
thank you.
all your family do. They all jump over here and watch you and support you. So glad that we can finally get you on the podium here for a win, right here on the Right Rear Racing page for your family to watch.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Hopefully, I see you next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, bye, Donnie.
All right, bye, man. You have a good one. Thought I seen Andrew. Andrew, if you're watching this, you can go ahead and jump in, and I'll give you your interview as well, man. Give him a few seconds to possibly jump over. Yes, fans or viewers, that was a .02 second win for Ty to take the win there. Carson Cherry led all the laps except for that last one there. And that was a heartbreaker to see for Carson to get passed there by Ty there at the end, knowing that Carson did lead all the laps. With Andrew Regal right there finishing .24 behind Ty. And we got Andrew Regal, who finished third tonight. We're going to hear from him. And Andrew, you got a copy? Andrew, you got a copy? Andrew, I think you might have difficulties here with this mic. You got a copy, Andrew? I think he's having issues with his mic there, so we will call that the race here tonight. Thanks for joining in on Right Rear Racing for your Friday night here, and hopefully we will catch you next time, as we will go live on Sunday for the Battle of the Bluegrass on Right Rear Racing at 8 as well, and then next week we will be live once again on Friday for your Sport Compact week number 4. Thanks for joining in. We will catch you next time right here on Right Rear Racing.
Checkered flag flying, it's the end of the show. From dirt to the blacktop, we let it all go. Burning rubber, slamming gears, making hearts race. If you miss the heat, catch the highlight, press play. Right rear racing, lights out, that's a wrap. From the front straight to the back, we attacked every lap. Don't blink, don't sleep, we'll be back in your feed. With the throttle wide open and a need for speed. Saw the drama, the thrill, the slide jobs and spins. Legends born in the booth and on tracks we win. Facebook, YouTube, hit subscribe and stay loud. We just saving it for the next round.
Broadcast signed off, but the fire still burns. Catch us next time, where the story continues at full send.
Joe, right, we're racing, we